in top right-hand side. It is going to be a red Protoss player. It is MaxPax coming in here. Let's see what he's got. Bring to the table as he takes on the blue Zerg in the top left corner of the map. This is dark. Alright, just gonna see ourselves a little bit of setup. Ghost River going to be our starting map here, so this one, which we've seen, has had a pretty short rush distance throughout the event. We'll see what that means for a little bit of the PvZ. We'll see what MaxPax maybe does. MaxPax loves to be aggressive when he can. Now that gateway coming through, assimilator coming up, hatchery is on the way. Just for a little bit. Proby continues to just come around for a little while. Again, just moving for the moment. Nexus on the way. Gas, pool, hatch, etc. Just continue to come into play. So again, so far so good. Overlord continues all the way over to the right side, just trying to see a bit of what's happening. Some action into play for the moment. So again, a little bit of excitement here. Cybercore, the Nexus continue to come through for the moment as well. Just getting a little bit of that all on the way right about now. And Nexus Cybercore in production. Couple of queens, couple of lings all continue through. Ling speed is continuing to come up as well. Those queens still building. Single ling just going to fire. Probe already taking a little bit of damage also. Depth Corona boosting out. Stargate is now about halfway done as well, so just continue to get that on the go. Hopegate coming through. Stargate building. Depth on the way. Just continue to get ourselves settled for the first few moments here. So again, looking good for a little bit. Got our feelings in production. That means the dog can take some map control in this very important series in this Group C. Again, tomorrow will be playoffs, guys. We've already had Clem, Spirit, Cure, Hero, most likely Bjorn. The winner of this series is going to be playing, joining Bly and Christiana from the open stage as well. It's going to be how tomorrow works out, as we just have a couple of depths coming through. It's going to be seeing a couple of drones firing on each other. The depths definitely able to deal a little bit of damage initially, so doing pretty well for themselves right there. As the Oracle and the Warp Gate continue to come up. The lane's still running across. Adept already in a little bit of trouble. Adept will go down. The other Adept going to turn around and try and fight as well. Nexus goes down. Oracle and the probes coming up. The gateway coming through as well. Just going to be seeing how Ling's still poking over towards the third base. Just going to jump straight onto that right there. Still seeing those Lingers just trying to get a little bit of something done for a few moments. Nexus building. Oracle on the way. Warp Gate still producing. This Oracle again back around to the top. Queens are there. Oracle gets pushed back one more time. Zergling's all producing through. So Dog's still making sure he just has a lot of lings at any point in time. Doesn't want to let those get, doesn't want to let the Adepts take too much control. Wants to make sure he can control this as best he can. The Oracle's still moving about and just coming over. His Zergling's running through. They're going to try and maybe wrap around onto that Nexus, although it seems like they'll decide not to just now. Now run at the front, there's Adept in a little bit of trouble. We're actually going to start breaking through a little bit, but with the Oracles nearby, MaxPax says nope, not allowed. Dark's just straight up Queen Walk and Balin Nest on the way, so it's going to be this Ling Bane Queen Walk. Big burst coming through next few moments. Big moment then from Dark, because obviously this is a very important game. See what we can do. Those queens walk up the ramp. Feelings still continue over. Ling's going for the Adepts. Ling's going for those Stalkers. And does MaxPax have enough? Triple Oracle obviously will aim to help. The queens cannot transfuse. They can't heal each other up. The Banelings, what do they even want to target? They're going to threaten the probes, I suppose, but I was going to say I didn't feel like that was all that scary because, I mean, they weren't going to do that much damage on the army. Dark needs to do so much with this. And he's got a lot of Lings right now. The Super Battery's not doing anything because it's unpowered. Maybe this is where he is going to find that damage. He needs a lot. He might just get it. Oracle's actually recall over to the natural instead of just flying there. Not sure. Yeah, okay. Third base will go down. I mean, is this enough, though? Because if Dark just kills the third base, I still think MaxPax is in an okay spot. I still think he can play this out without too many issues. He's in a good probe count. Dark is not in a good drone count. Obviously, he will drone from here, but I think the current situation honestly lends itself still over towards... still over towards MaxPax's favor. A little bit costly, right, to try and save the third, but overall, he didn't lose too many probes on that third base either, right? So those are things he doesn't have to rebuild coming out of this. Enough benefits to, like I say, make this seem reasonable. And as though we could definitely see MaxPax be the player still in control. +1 and Blink will be done soon as well, so his army is only going to improve with those upgrades. And surrounding this set of rocks, flat rocks on the left side, also getting surrounded up and cleaned out very shortly. Still coming through, the melee upgrade still producing, a couple more Stalkers on the way out as well. And again, the Prism and the +1 continue to provide options for MaxPax, because now he can obviously really power forward these Stalkers. The Prism is going to give him some reinforcements, and he'll start pressure on this short map. Is Dark going to be able to keep up with the pacing that MaxPax provides in these next couple of minutes? Let's just see the Stalkers firing. The Queen going to take some damage. Stalkers will fire, Oracles will activate, going after some of these Zerglings, and the army of Dark still taking a few shots, still getting pushed back a little bit for the most part. I still like it for MaxPax. Supplies even. Obviously looks pretty good in general for you here. As the Protoss player. As they do knock down a little bit of creep spread just out at the front. Stalker's pinging away. A couple of Queens will take some shots. Lings are going to start running forward as well. Just see how our Stalkers continue to fight. The Lings will come through. Stasis Ward going down as well. Stalker's recalling back as we do have a massive run by onto the third base. That's where a lot of those probes begin to go down. So Dark striking, 14 workers die. In a game that did start to feel like once again MaxPax was taking some pretty good control. He takes some massive damage, so it's going to keep Dark very much so in this game. It could have been a moment for MaxPax. You know, if MaxPax didn't take that damage, I mean, look at where he's at. He's ahead in workers and all sorts. There's necessary damage from Dark. Melee coming up, Roger's coming in, a couple of extractors coming up as well. Stalker's going back and forth, Ling's coming through. Finn's coming over, Zealot's still being chased. MaxPax was pushing forward that main army as well, trying to get a little bit more done. And we're seeing how our Ling's trying to get rid of those Zealots. At least the harassment from the Prism is not being too successful. That is good news, obviously, on the side of Dog, able to deflect that. keeping himself on the 4 bases. MaxPax getting to 4th might be tough. It feels like quite a stretch down that ramp and away. Maybe very open to counterattacks and some Ling run-bys. Something to be cautious about for sure. I'll see the couple Archons still coming through. The Colossus, extended thermal lens. Stalker's pushing forward, going to get rid of some of the creep tumors. Ling's trying to run in. Stasis ward's going down. The Colossus firing. Queen's already taking some big shots. Extended thermal lens is about to finish. The Zealots are going to be there fighting off these Zerglings. Stalkers continue to trade out. A couple of Zealots get into place. That's going to deny some of these Zerglings trying to run forward. That probe just about gets away as well. More Zealots still bringing the fight a little bit over here. I think it's actually run in. Oh my god, MaxPax falling apart a little bit, just making Dark's life easy. MaxPax has to recall to deal with this. I mean, he's just letting Dark run him around. MaxPax is not making the best, the best plays right now. I think plain and simple, right? This could be a lot cleaner and a lot neater from MaxPax than what it's being. He is, like I say, giving Dark opportunities to at least bounce back, at least survive. Forcing a recall means MaxPax is back on the defensive instead of being aggressive. I still feel as though getting to 4th base might be tough for MaxPax, which may be why he wants to stay somewhat on the offensive, right? Let's see how Stalkers come through. A couple Lings go down. Damage being done. Plus 1 missiles. Adrenal glands. The extra roaches come through as well. Actually press through. That Stalker will fall. See another gate coming around. Stalkers blink back across. Lings will take a lot of damage. A lot of shots continue through there. Adrenal glands coming out. Plus 1 missiles is on the way. This army of MaxPax still moving back over the other side. Going to knock down a couple of creep tumors as we go. Just going to see our Skullcrawler getting stuck in a Revelation. Stalker, Colossus, Archon still all joining up. Everything getting set together for the moment. Nexus building through, +2 attack upgrade in production. So Bane lanes will not get very far. Stalkers at least tanking against some of those. There is that obviously 4th base I've talked about for MaxPax. Can he get this up? How well can he defend this? I've been a little bit skeptical as to how he might do. Like I say, this is his moment to prove me wrong. Show me what's up. Let's do attack, and again the storm on the way. The army of Dark continues over to the far right side of the map here, so away we go with that. Couple Stalkers already going to punch it back a little bit, and we do see the Roaches and the Lings continue through. The Stalkers going to have to continue to retreat away. Colossi activating up and going after a good few of those Zerglings, so again getting some damage done there. Colossi actually just getting absolutely melted. Dark with a great grab. This army getting picked apart. And again, Storm moments away. Dark with a massive rebuild. 56 new Zerglings now on the way out. As our Roaches continue to peel back. A few more Corrosive Vials will be dropping in. That Colossus surrounded by the Zerglings. Colossus goes down as well. Oh my goodness. MaxPax is having a very hard time winning this game. This has been very tough for him. As our Ling Roach continues through. Ling Roach continues to get settled. We do just have army on the right side from MaxPax now losing his 4th base supply. Not looking good, man. What a wild game. I did not feel like this was good for Dark for a good long time. I felt like MaxPax had all the opportunities, but again, he made a lot of mistakes. He let Dark back into this. And now Dark is starting to look better and better as the Roach Link continues through. Over to the left-hand side once again. +3 attack upgrader coming up, +3 melee, Ling, Bane, Burrow, etc. Still building for the moment. I mean, at this point, I think Dark has got this game in the bag, and yeah, maybe if he eats a couple of really bad storms, the fight could be bad enough. It doesn't work for him, but I mean, he really has the tools necessary. He's got that energy-filled Viper. That should help a lot as well. Obviously, make sure it doesn't get feedback, right? But like I said, it kind of feels like the tools are there, the options are there at least to be able to deal with this. As the first storm or two coming down, Bane still managed to connect on something. At least they make something of that opportunity that could have otherwise been very lackluster. And we just push forward. Another Archon going down. The Colossus will survive, though. Again, defensively positioned, MaxPax may just be able to hang on in there for a little bit. Ultra Cavern still not far from being done. 70 additional Zerglings finishing up, plus 3 melee going to be done as well. Plus 3 attack, Colossus on the way. All of that still being brought to fruition here. Roaches around the bottom side. Stalker's actually just blink on top of those roaches. Going to get that grab immediately as well. Nice little catch. As again, the Colossi blast through. And more High Templar, more Zealots, all continue into play. Plus 3 is still halfway along for the moment. As we continue through this, Stalkers and Colossi on the bottom, trying to see what else is happening. Well, Dark is still just on the offensive. He's going to get even stronger with Ultras coming onto the field as well. His army is only going to begin to look even better and better. Things do kill off this Nexus once again, so the Nexus goes down once more. Colossi, Stalkers, Archons come across. The Fuelings is going to get chipped away at. And get rid of a couple of those Lings right now as well. Plus 3 attacks still coming up to being done. A few more High Temple and a few more Zealots being produced too. And all those Ultras, the Lings and Banes coming out for the moment. As we continue to fight back in the end, MaxPax just realizes with Ultras here especially, there's no fight he can take. GG's. Dark takes game number 1 of this best of 3. A lot of pros players playing around with the idea of faster air-based styles on this map, faster Philly beacons and so on and so forth. Is that something that interests MaxPax, our red pros play in the bottom left corner? Or is it something that Dark will control in the top left, our blue Zerg here in this best of 3? That is oh so important for this series. For this group, not just this series. Obviously, it's very important for this series. Also important for this group. As we get ourselves into game 2. Like I say, we'll be keeping a big eye on how MaxPax wants to not just open, but specifically how he's going to follow up. And like I say, are we going to see that fast fleet beacon? A lot of people have enjoyed it. This map allows you to take bases down the map as well, as the Zerg probably expands across, so you can really be aggressive from that downward expansion pattern into your opponent, which is great as well. And all of this typically helping you out in a big way. As our cyber core goes down, MaxPax just getting this initial wall set up. And that left side of the map only accessible via rocks or the minerals being mined out. So those are both little things to watch for. Still seeing that cyber core coming through. The Nexus is well about halfway done. The probe is building. Again, a couple queens, couple drones, all on the way. Everything getting set for a little bit. That next is coming down the natural, so we get that on the go for the moment. So let's see the probe coming out over the left side. Gonna see that mineral wall a little bit. BMing MaxPax. It wasn't BM, it was just an observation. I mean, genuinely, if he'd walled off a bit faster a couple times that game and some lingering buys didn't go off, he would have been genuinely, good A-OK to win it, right? Like, that's the one thing that made him turn around at some of his critical, aggressive moments. Multiple times as well. Hey, mistakes happen. I only say it because we know MaxPax is good enough to not let games kind of get back out of control in ways like that, you know? We know MaxPax is good enough to keep control of those situations a lot of the time, so... Why is MaxPax playing if not participating in offline tournaments? Because this is an online tournament, so he can play in it all he wants. Maybe because he makes a lot of money in online tournaments, then why the hell wouldn't he keep playing online tournaments, right? Maybe he also just enjoys playing the game. Our Oracle on the way out, couple of queens in production. Take a few moments here as the Oracle continues through, the warp gate continues up, couple of queens still on the way. Couple of probes coming out as well, so just continue to get all of this on the go for the moment. Oracle activates and we see a few drones already being picked away at. I'll fire up a couple more shots there. And this Oracle activates in once again, 4 drones actually going down, so damage continues to be done. Our Nexus continues up, a few drones still building. Just for the moment, again, Queen building as well. Nexus, probes, Oracle, all producing through for the moment. And a little bit of everything up and running. Oracle still chilling on the upper right-hand side. A couple Queens get there to push the Oracle back once more. This Oracle looks as though it wants to push into this base. It's going to go after some of those drones one more time. And just try and find a little bit of something extra here. As I'll, a few more drones are in production. Well, I'm trying to think what Dark could maybe do on this map. If there's anything specific that might be kind of cool or funky or a little bit different, but I don't really think of anything super crazy that would be like super like wow or wild or however you might think of things. It's going to be fairly chill and casual as again Blink comes up, a couple of gates come through, the Forge as well. Battery continues to come out also. You see those few Adepts just shading in toward the natural, trying to see what else they can get done as our Queens will try and fight against these Adepts also. And the Oracle's just hanging around with this. Adepts will shade their way forwards here as the Oracle takes a few more hits of damage. Blink coming up, +1 attack coming up as well. So again, a little bit of everything currently being brought in. Probe facility, 2 more gateways. Still got that roach speed coming out, the infestation pick coming up as well. And the Oracle's going to activate for just a few more drones over on the sides. Again, trying to see a little bit more of what they might be able to achieve. He's actually going to go Infestation Pit Nidus. I was kind of thinking, so at first I was like, maybe this is a map for Swarm Host. I was like, I'm not going to say it out loud actually, because I just don't see what really would promote him to go Swarm Host on this map. Because I was looking around, I was like, I don't really see where you Nidus from that's really that good. But what I didn't really consider is if these minerals aren't mined out, then a Nidus and Swarm Host here into the main base is actually very effective. So actually there is a pretty prominent position. I think that's pretty much the most prominent position. I think everything else is not really immediately like super great for Swarm Hosts. I don't think there's like a lot of ledges into bases or so. But yeah, that one is definitely pretty valuable, and that does look to be perhaps where Dark will try and commit initially to get something done during this game number 2. 8 Swarm Hosts currently on the way, 11 now, so he really is going to double down heavily into this. He's absolutely committed here. Oracle still gathering on the left side, 12 more Swarm Hosts building with that +1 missiles as mentioned. Nidus Network is on the way up, the hatchery coming through, missile upgrade is not far from being done. Robot Bay coming out. Lings have actually mined through over here, so they're going to be able to provide access to that left side base if you wanted, or just a way to get a Nidus down and around. We're holding off these Stalkers so far without the Nidus on the Swarm Host, so that's obviously a good sign too, that you can get the Swarm Host across the map. MaxPax has realized, when he heard that Nidus, he's like, okay, I don't see my base, but I have a good feeling of what this might be. The Swarm Host Locusts are going to start floating into the main base right now, so in they go. Locusts are going to drop down. That Forge is going to be in trouble. +1 armor is going to be denied. And this is plain and simple. A little bit of a battle breaking out right now. Charge is about to finish up as well. Hive coming through. The couple Hydras still building. I mean, the setup continues. The Stalkers do get there to shut down the Nidus. How much did we love this? I mean, tonight a forge, a couple probes. Did we like that enough to justify the swarm host? We're following up already. Dark's already maxed out. Hive on the way and Hydroden building, as I mentioned. He is going to already be on that next stage of the game. And he's just going to be able to keep using these swarm hosts here and there to harass whenever he does manage to get a Nidus up. That might not be all the time, because I think MaxPax has done a pretty good job of ensuring that the Nidus went down on that left side. And he's going to be able to keep an eye on it a bit more easily now. Okay. That's actually a cool position too. There's these rocks, until those rocks go down, you know, jumping across those rocks with the Locust and into this base is also a pretty viable way of dealing some damage and utilizing those swarm hosts. So, also very cool to see. Look, about halfway done. Still got the +2 missiles coming up. Ling still chilling out, gathering in the bottom right-hand corner. But then building the Stalkers come through. There is a Nidus network going down. A couple more corrosive vials going to get placed. Just going to keep chasing everything away. A few Lings showing up. A few probes taking damage already. Again, +2 attack. 7 thermal lance. +1 armor coming in. A few Zealots continue to come through. A couple cannons coming up as well. Lings continue to run on by. And this is nice, just causing chaos. Even just the distraction forces you to think about units in the main base. I mean, look at all these Stalkers and Zealots that move in the main. It's going to be less to defend elsewhere. We dive down. We try and get the Colossus. Target fire is, very nearly good enough. Now he turns the attention onto the Nexus, which is being super batteried to keep it alive. It just stays alive. God, talk about a couple moments of close calls. Super battery will bring the shields back up, and that it will likely go down to another onslaught, but at least it survives for the moment. The longer it lives, the later you have to replace it, the better off you may be, set up by the time it comes to actually losing that economy. So, good to keep that alive just a little bit longer. That is a major plus. Ravager back to the center. We still see Stalker, Colossus coming through as well. Yeah, next time the thermal lance coming by. The Lurkers continuing to produce also. Focus is going to drop in, so Stalker will continue to fight, and we are just going to have ourselves still a couple cannons, gates, and the prism continue to come through. Lurkers being knocked away at. Stalker's coming back down this low ground. Lurkers still taking damage. Lurkers all coming up. We've got ourselves the prism and the gateways. I mean, that MaxPax can build up as much as he likes to. Taking a base over on this far left-hand side, so working that left side of the map now behind those mineral wall-offs. Dark's obviously just really taking the entire top of the map. Now, we talked about the Zerg expansion pattern earlier on today, that 4th base in the top right, and then into a 5th base just after. Part of the plan. Stalkers are there, going to push back the Roach Ravager a little bit as well. So I see this Nidus going down, so that will be denied also. Quick pick off. Actually, a lot of these units going down. Good cleanup from MaxPax, going to catch a lot of units there. Dark Supply, not looking too pretty. He's kind of low economy as well. It's kind of the style of Locusts in general and Swarm Hosts, but obviously not exactly ideal at the moment. Colossi going to fight back, lasering down some more of those Locusts for the moment there. Colossi and Stalkers now on the left-hand side trying to fight. The Zealots coming through. They're going to jump onto this hatchery, so they're going to try and take that out, take that down. Hatchery looks as though it will indeed be falling. The Lurkers get you to try and defend. Nope, not allowed. So 5th base is disallowed completely. MaxPax just has the bottom left one of 5 bases all set up for himself. Looking pretty confident throughout. Stalkers and Zealots now pushing up from the left-hand side as well. It's MaxPax that's utilizing this direction to attack into the natural of Dark. I love the map layout, actually. Like, it's really creating very fun games. We saw it yesterday, we're seeing it today. Every time this map takes the stage, there are some very fun movements, attacks. Maybe it's just because it's fresh, maybe it's because it's new, maybe it's going to be very difficult for one race. Whatever. But for now, it's just extremely fun to watch. It's something, like I say, very different. It's got a very different vibe about it, that's for sure. And as we do have a couple of Queens going to get caught right there, so a little bit of damage dealt once more. Just going to be seeing the Zealots in the main base. I think MaxPax, as long as he holds one big army attack at Dark, he's going to be fine. He's building Tempest as well, so he should be pretty well set up to deal with whatever it is that Dark can find to throw at him. It's not going to be much, that's for sure. Hydra's still coming across the map as well. And as the Tempest continue in, Hydra's building +3 missiles on the way out as well. Stalker's trying to finish off that hatchery, which they will do. The few Lurkers still firing back. Hydra look fighting away, the few zealots still coming through. Hydra's and Lurkers back into the main base as we obviously already lost that main. Dark supply allows him to hang on in there, but is he going to be able to afford what he needs against, for example, the carriers that are on the way, against the Tempests that were already built? This air army requires a completely different style of army, and Dark just obviously doesn't really have the economy for that because he's not been on the good economy since MaxPax has started to make these swaps. So that's where MaxPax is going to start really making Dark's life difficult, because now Dark, he's already had difficult life because the harassment has been great from MaxPax, but it's going to make it even tougher because now Dark is being asked to essentially build something he's not been able to afford to. His Lurkers burrow up. That's a great set of Lurker shots, and they do a lot of damage right there. Tempest's going to start pushing back over. The Lurkers will move on the right side too. Dark has got a lot of army supply, out-positioning his opponent and trying to play multiple attacks, for example. Maybe one of the ways he can find successes still. Those Lurkers burrow up. We're going to see the Swarmers still moving around. Army down the bottom still pushing through a little bit as well. Going to be seeing that Colossus continue to fire up. These Lurkers continue to take damage. Some of the Locusts drop back down as well, as it's also coming back into play. Couple Tempest shots coming back across, fighting back where possible. Again, the Locusts continue to go through. Another pylon going to get picked off right here. Those Lurkers still picking off this Nexus. The probe count still dropping. Locusts putting in work. As you see the Lurkers avoid moving back over the left side for themselves right there. 45 probes just went down. MaxPax's economy just got absolutely slashed. He lost the left side base, he lost the forward base. Suddenly MaxPax is playing a 3-base situation, and Dog is bringing himself back into this game. And we've had some wild games in this tournament so far. This group especially has been particularly fantastic. This game is starting to live up to the rest of them. Has been genuinely something amazing. As this single Lurker here is apparently just going to find a bunch of damage until detection shows up, so a few shots there. Zealot's going to force some Lurkers to reposition here, but the Hydras will help defense. That's actually going to go pretty easily. It's going to be a pretty clean defense. Not really much of a problem at all. MaxPax's question is going to be, can my army just win out eventually? Like, is my army just too strong for Dog to really fight against? And it might be still. Right, I mean, Dark is essentially still only on Hydras as an answer to carriers, with Vipers and Abducts available too, and they're going to have to play a major role. Dark's army still is 13 Swarm Hosts strong. But is that strong or is that weak at this stage of the game? Swarm Hosts also not the best of fighting units. So it'll be interesting to see how he tries to utilize these. I'm surprised he almost didn't trade them out more before now. Dark's starting to lose Lurkers as he's not really ready for this push in. Again, I think he's looking for the Abduct on the carriers so the Hydras can get some kills easily. And obviously this is MaxPax's chance to get some damage done. Abducts that first Tempest, but he doesn't get the kill on it, so that doesn't go well. Where are the Swarm Hosts as well at the moment? Where are they actually just hiding out? They were in the Nidus, so now they're going to come back across. This main fight's already happening. Can't help but feel that this is not how Dark saw this fight going. And if he did see it going like this, he definitely didn't think he was going to come out on top of it. These Hydras are all going to be stuck. Like I say, the Locusts, the Swarm Hosts are such a dead weight right now. They barely provide anything. They drop down, they kill a Colossus, but that's 13 Swarm Hosts of the army supply that have killed a Colossus, maybe a Stalker. Now, Dark's rebuilding, and Dark's supply is still a little bit better. I just don't see how he kills all of these carriers. He has no spy. He has no access to the tools necessary to properly fight this off. Parasitic bombs once again. The Hydras will try and come through, but there's so much splash damage available. You see him diving the carriers hard with these Hydras. He knows if he can just get rid of them, there's a chance. He has got rid of the ground army. Now he does just need enough Hydras to make this work. He goes forward again. He gets at least one of them. Again, you're still so reliant on the Hydralisks, though. Can that really work for Dark? He's going to counterattack. He's going to put pressure on MaxPax to do something on the other side, or essentially take a base trade, and hopefully buy himself time to, like I say, get more Hydras out, get more anti-air. This force, if it doesn't have enough support, maybe isn't enough. Oh my goodness, what a crazy ending we're starting to get right now. Locusts are just popping down, finding some probes. Lurkers over here going to start working at cannons from afar. I mean, a couple Archons morphing in here. The ground army is non-existent from MaxPax, but an air army oftentimes does just reign supreme in these situations because Well, oftentimes an air army can just be unkillable, right? The unkillable air army. I think we just found a Viper in the main base as well. I mean, anything you find at the moment is going to be fantastic, but Vipers and stuff are the kind of thing that might have made a difference. Dog still leapfrogging lurkers around the map, building some more roaches. MaxPax has a little bit of money to build with around the map if it comes to it. You could maybe build an assimilator elsewhere and utilize, the carrier army just to protect that. The base rate is so much slower here for Dark. Again, he just kills things so much more slowly than his opponent does. One Archon chasing is, I think MaxPax, Dark realizes, though, the opportunity that he's got. He gets the Archon, those few probes. I mean, those are the sort of probes you want to be killing, right? Those are the sort of probes that make a big deal. Recall from MaxPax protects his natural. He has the money for a Nexus as well. And he does have probes alive in the main base, too, so he can continue to utilize those. 20 minutes deep in this game. Drones down, 25 drones to 16 probes. Dark is now making infestors and neural parasite. If he can actually get that up, that would be incredible. He comes down the left side, knowing some of the units are out on the map. 6 carriers still alive. He really needs to make sure that I love the observer kill or the robo kill. I mean, anything like this is good, right? Anything you can do to try and yeah, I mean this is all great. Just try and get the lurkers out. You don't really want to be losing units. Don't get me wrong, maybe the lurkers have limited uses at this stage. But honestly, even if they just take attention away while you get the infestors out and you neural with the infestors. Man, it was actually... these carriers intercepting as well. Dark losing a lot. This move across the map was actually quite expensive, but it bought him time to get to the infestors. The neural parasites are such a big deal. If he can neural everything, he's going to have 7 infestors. If he can just neural 6 carriers and use them against MaxPax, he really does have a win condition. Locals are going to pop up. There is an observer here. The infestor's going to want to stay back. He's going to move forward. Here we go. The neural parasites come down. He is going to successfully neural everything. It's attack time. The Hydras go. First carrier drop. Second as well. The third and fourth are going to be soon to follow as there's no defense. Finally, now the Tempest. A couple new carriers showing up. We drop new neurals. We even drop a microbial shroud. We've never seen that be necessary, but unfortunately, we're out of energy on the infestors, so now Dark has to run. He still can't kill this army. The observers nearly died to the fungal growth. This fungal will kill the 2 observers. The robo died. He can't kill the infestors any longer. And Dark, just like that, may have won himself this game. This game is going to be saved on, well, absolutely a thread. Super intense. The infestors continue to run. We are absolutely out of detection. We do not have a way to build. We can build an oracle. We can build revelation. That is what we have to come down to now. That's what it comes to. We need a revelation before the neural parasites are ready to go once again. We're getting very close. He's going to neural a Tempest, and you can't stop that. You can't stop this Tempest from killing off this carrier. The Dark Tempest step micro happens. It comes through. The carrier will fall. And, well, we just wait for the infestor energy again. But now we are on the way with an oracle. This is a race against time as we are desperately in need of time to get these infestors back with enough energy to neural once again. An absolutely ridiculous conclusion coming up to this game at the moment is if I'm Dog, I feel like I want to kind of hide these infestors a little bit, right? Just try and give them a few moments to recover, and he's going to split them apart as well. He's realizing the detection available is an oracle. Realizing that is absolutely huge, and I love the split. I think that's the one way he ensures he doesn't lose this game, because it was very possible before now, right? Now it's going to be that little bit less possible because he's taken the correct precautions to make sure he should be okay. Tempest and the carrier retreat away. MaxPax was building another carrier at one point. He's just now popped out a Void Ray instead. 23 minutes here on Amphion. Dark has a base over here. This half blue, half gold base is now Dark's. That's what he's mining with. That's his only income in the game. MaxPax only has a main base left. He has no income. 0 probes, in fact. He could rebuild a probe. Dark is so right to just sit and wait. The longer Dark sits and waits, the more energy on these infestors, the more likely he closes this game out. As Dark clutches victory from realistically the jaws of defeat. I mean, this was so close. It really came down to whether or not anything could happen. We revelate the Overlords. No Infestors in sight here. Dark now knows where this army is. He sees its 2 Tempests, a Void Ray. Oh, there's 1 Infestor here. There's 2 Infestors here. What's this Infestor doing above ground? Buddy, no. Neural Parasite on 1. Revelation goes down. Dark, you need your Infestors together. No, he can still lose. This Tempest comes in. Oracle doesn't have a Revelation just yet. We're trying to shoot down the other Tempest. The Tempest is chasing. The other Neurals are going to have to come in as well. The Void Ray popped Prismatic, and then he turns it onto his opponent. Oh my goodness, the Tempest becomes free, but the Void Ray is winning this game for Dark. We Neural again. The carrier is going to get killed by the Void Ray too. No, the Void Ray goes back in control. Now we Neural it again. It kills off the carrier, kills off the Oracle. Dark wins the game off of a Void Ray. Re-Neuraled multiple times. He nearly lost. How many Infestors were left? 3 Infestors were all he had against a Void Ray, and he only just, I think it was like the last bit of energy he had as well. Like, it was the absolute end of what he had available. Holy crap. What a ridiculous ending to this game. What a ridiculous game, just in general.